Hello my little sugar boogers, welcome back to the channel for yet another part of Let's Play The Sims 4 Black Widow Challenge. We are currently in the South Square in the deepest pits of Windenburg, sitting with Neil Hollingsworth, mind you. He has come forward with some very interesting news. But before we go ahead and dish all the latest deeds, I do want to go ahead and say you all are absolutely insane. Are you trying to get us caught? Because I asked you if we should, snip Roxy from existence, and a lot of you got all softy, caught up in your feels, and a vast majority of you actually opted to save that little troll's life. I'm a little taken back by it. I'm shocked, to be honest. I thought we were all in the dark space together, but apparently not. Some of us are a little fluffy around the edges, and that's okay. We'll work with it. I do actually think that in a way it could provide a little extra oomph to the story. So for now, she may or may not actually be saved. If you know anything about Anjel, she likes to play with her food before she eats it. Again, she is a Black Widow. So, Neil called her this morning and had told her, against Roxy's will, that she came over to the house late last night and basically caused it a freaking huge, and I mean huge, commotion. She came in banging on the door in hysterics, in tears, and as you can see, Neil is so freaking upset right now, and I'll get into exactly why in just a moment, but anyway, when Roxana came to the door, obviously Neil's wife had answered, and when she had explained who she was, oh my god, what a freaking storm. So basically, Neil's ex was just kind of staying there, and Neil was playing nice, even though they were actually officially divorced and what have you. He was just kind of trying to be, cordial with her because he didn't want to have to pay child support or didn't have to pay alimony or anything. So she was staying just until they could figure all that out. Well, as you can imagine, Roxy comes in like a freaking blowtorch and literally just, singes all of that to submarines or smithereens. Submarines wouldn't really necessarily make sense. Anyway, he ended up calling her and telling her about, her unexpected visit, and that actually ends up playing in our favor. And you may be like, well, how does that, any way, shape, or form benefit us? Well, you see, we can play the loving and caring mother and, tell her that I'm not surprised, Neil, that she showed up to your doorstep. She's been having a really hard time fitting in at school lately. There's been some girls trying to bully her, and teenage girls, they just have a really hard time figuring out who they are and who they're going to become. Not to mention, she has this crazy freaking obsession that I'm out to get her. That I like to kill my husband. What? Basically, what she's doing is laying it on thick and telling Neil that she would be honest with him. She would never lie. That she's a little cuckoo in the head. What else can she say? She probably has some daddy issues. And this totally resonates with Neil. And I think it makes sense. And basically what Anjel told Neil is that, I think that was her plan, to come in, playing the sad, defenseless little lamb and to split up your family once and for all. I think that was her intention. I can't believe she would do something like that. She needs to be dealt with. And Neil agrees. Oh, does he agree, you guys? He thinks that she is completely lost herself in maybe a boarding school or something a little more intensive might help cure her sick, fickle brain. So they're talking about possibly enrolling her in a institution. Ooh, sad. Sucks how that happens. Really, I mean, I am going to be honest with you. If you if you play with fire, baby girl, you're going to get burned. And she did. She got torched. Which I'm not sure how this is all going to play out. Like I said, we definitely can't just have her walking around roaming free. She knows too much. She's seen more than she should. And for us to be able to essentially kind of X her out in one way or another, it's going to have to happen. It's just inevitable at this point, and there isn't very many options left. So, and another thing is, this actually, again, works out because we don't have to worry about all these other Sims. We need to get to his fortune, and as you can see, Neil's getting older, and as he gets older, if, Roxy is in any way, shape, or form in control of that cash, she has such a large, substantial amount that she could do some serious freaking damage, and that scares the living heebie-jeebies out of Angie, because at this point, that would be the only advantage that this, child has over her. So as you can imagine, she is basically cozying up to Mr. Neil Hollingsworth, essentially telling him that all of these relationships she's had are just little petty things, and her heart has always been and always will lie with Mr. Hollingsworth, and to look at it almost as if it's a good thing that Roxy did us both a favor. We finally can be together as one without having to step over any obstacles or what have you. So she's playing this one up, and of course, as you can see, Neil is literally, as per usual, eating it out of the palm of her hand. Meanwhile, whoa, Connolly's here, and I don't know if he's witnessing what's actually happening right in front of his odejas, but he almost seems not even jaded by it. Maybe he doesn't for whatever reason. So now that we have almost kind of tipped the scales and we're in a more positive situation, we need to actually go home because Tiffany has arrived, and believe it or not, you guys, we received some pretty hefty bills, but because Roxy, for whatever stupid reason, is actually at Neil's place right now, we ended up having to pay child support for her, and you'll never believe how much. 2,000 simoleons for one night. Are you kidding? Are you joking? Like, where's Mr. Kutcha hiding, because I couldn't even freaking believe that we owed that much. And then our bills are like $9,000 on their own. So I honestly just need to move forward. If we can get her into this institution, kind of hospitalized, I guess you could put it, then we wouldn't need to move. We wouldn't. And that would actually make things just so much more easier, because at this point, I don't want to arouse suspicion. And if we ended up just kind of hightailing it out of here, that would make a lot of citizens kind of very weary of why would she do that, So I am going to go ahead and kind of share the secret with Tiffany, and I'm going to tell her my findings, and that her sister is essentially insane, crazy, chaotic, in fact, and honestly, anything and everything that she's told you is just it's BS. And we spoke with her dad. She's actually staying there right now, and we'll be sure to get her the proper help that she requires. So right now we are in we're actually going to be in the third trimester. I'm about to have this baby at any time, and Tiffany, sweet baby girl, she's over here, kind of coddling her mom, and really just supporting her through this really tough, unfortunate time, which I think is also really, really sweet. So Tiffany wants to meet somebody new. She also wants to go to prom. I feel like all my teens, as of right now, just want to go to prom. I'm going to have her, I think she needs to do something with her life. I do believe, wasn't it Roxana who was the one that was really in it to violent? I don't really think that she would be. We're actually going to have Tiffany go upstairs really fast and repair this old broken dollhouse, kind of putting things back together as they lay, because, why not? But I think for whatever reason, as she was hammering and arranging this dollhouse, she saw a magic switch. And when she saw that magic switch, it actually, believe it or not, triggered something, and she heard something move, which actually makes her feel kind of confident in the matter. Never really taking notice to this very awkward wallpaper that almost resembled the bookshelf, but never was quite that. And Tiffany is going to go have a peek inside. But again, if she's learned anything from her sister, she should have learned that curiosity kills the cat. I think she knows that if she finds something, she's probably not going to like it. But at the exact same time, could you imagine what she would see in there? There's a couple things of Jasper's memoir, all those kind of stuff, all those kind of things that are literally hidden behind these doors, and we're going to go ahead and unlock them. So we have access granted to us, and the only real book that we actually see in here is Halo, which was the first of the trilogy. Remember, he was actually working on his second book before he ended up getting basically annihilated. So Tiffany has the book in her hand, and she's actually going to go ahead and read it, which she's going to learn some pretty shocking, horrific things, including the possible truth of her father. Is it me, or does she look like Gemma right now? She totally looks like Gemma. Of course, you can imagine she is so confused, so freaking shocked, and you can almost see the tears welling up in her eyes as she is learning about her mother's horrific and freaking terrible ways. And of course that scares her a lot. I think it definitely is something that she should fear. But what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and request another meeting with Mr. Gideon. As you can probably imagine, he has completely distanced himself from her ever since, he's kind of found out that, he isn't dealing with a full deck of cards. I don't actually know if he knows that she's pregnant. I'm not really 100% sure, but we're going to go and arrange a meeting because we have one more favor to ask of him. And I'll get into that in just a little while. Probably not even in this part, to be honest, but we're going to go travel and we have something to reveal to him, and he's kind of confused as to what it is. We're actually going to go to his house. He feels like there's enough between them where he can trust her with his deepest, darkest secrets, including the location of his lair. Gideon doesn't trust anybody, so I'm starting to feel perhaps he's just a little bit vulnerable, and maybe even perhaps cares for her just a little more than we think that he does. And that's probably why he's so distant with her. What I'm trying to do, and I don't want to tell you everything. Oh my goodness gracious. Gideon Swain. Get your paws off me, you little dirty bastard. I'm just saying, but whatever. Hey. I'm actually going to share the big news with him and tell him that he's going to be a father. And of course, he is a little shocked and doesn't necessarily know how to react to that. Gideon has always believed family is nothing but a chain and ball, something that can be held against him, collateral, if you will. So for him to find out he's a father, he immediately becomes on the defense and is shocked. He doesn't know what she really wants from him, and he honestly doesn't really know what to do about it. So we're going to try to go inside. He's like, we need to get inside immediately. I don't want anybody to see me with you. Whether or not she had mentioned it before, he probably thought she was freaking lying. And obviously she isn't, because she's freaking huge and she's super duper pregnant. So I'm going to call him over and we're going to come inside for a moment. And we're going to go and kind of chat about this a little bit. And she's going to go and basically tell him her plans for something else that she's going to need a little bit of assistance with. And oh my goodness, you guys. Could it be Gideon's lair where the remains are placed? Ooh, okay, let's go ahead and read these tombstones. So as you guys can see right here, we have Jasper in his final few moments, and that is his urn. There is Naomi in absolute freaking tears, which I'm not going to lie, that one kind of sucked a little bit. It hurt. Definitely plucked between my heartstrings. And it says, foolish friend A, and then it also says, who's laughing now? Because remember, he used to taunt Anjelica quite a bit, and eventually she just couldn't take it anymore. So Gideon's like, I don't know what it is that you want from me or what you think I can provide for you. I am a killer. This is what I do. This is all I know, and it'd be honestly best if you took this baby, if it's truly mine, and just kind of separated yourself as far from me as possible. He's like, what do you need? Money? She's like, yeah, I do need some money. Do you need some cupcakes? I need lots of, I need all the cupcakes. But she needs one last favor, and she just wants to know that he'll be open-minded to whatever it may be when the time comes. And of course, while they're at it, they might as well have a little bit of fun, because Lord knows her needs are pretty damn low. So she's gonna go upstairs and do a little quick rump in the sack with Mr. Swain here. I definitely feel like he likes her. I do. I genuinely do. But he'll never admit that. I mean, never. One of the things that we need to do, I was hoping he was actually gonna go to sleep. I kind of want to stay for the remainder of the night, and I want to take those freaking urns. Can I take them? I don't know if I'm able to steal this stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. Call forth ghost. Could we really release spirits to the netherworld? Shoot. I almost wish that I could. I almost need to get those back, but I'm not able to in any way. Unfortunately, I just feel like if I was able to steal those, he wouldn't have anything on me, and I could definitely exploit him to the fullest, but I can't because he has the perk and proof in the goddamn shed. We don't know that because obviously we're sleeping right now, so I'm trying to look for an opportunity to be able to have her go and explore because that's exactly what she is looking for, you guys, and he has agreed to her initial plan. Oh, and great. He's going to walk right in on me, taking a whizzer. And he likes when he sees. Ooh, a zoo you now. Okay, let's go and take a little bit of a quick shower because my freaking armpits are stinking like 2 sardines in a can. And do you mind if I wipe my butt without you staring at me? Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. So I'm just kind of doing a quick little wash or whatever. When does she actually age? Oh my goodness. Is this the glitch? This scares me every freaking time. But we need to continue to get the points to be able to actually afford. Oh my gosh, you guys. We can totally afford the Young Again potion. I mean, obviously, look at us. We have almost kissed 10 Sims. 10. That is a lot of damn Sims. And oh my gosh, she looks like a little bit of a blueberry. All right, so let's go and get her into her other outfit. I need to give this chick a fresh makeover. I'll probably do it in a separate video just because I really love her and I think she deserves that little extra attention. And hey, maybe even Tiff will get a little bit of a quick refresher too. So we're going to come downstairs and basically tell him, so we have an agreement. And I hope that he agrees because if he doesn't, well, things will get a little bit icky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of letting them have a little bit of a moment. Very tiny, teensy, incy, mincy one. And we're going to come into here. And this is where we're going to go ahead and try to because I know this shed looks very strange. And if she gets caught doing this, to be honest with you guys, I don't think Gideon would ever hesitate killing her. I just don't. But she did kind of tell him that, if he ever... Okay, he's not looking. If he ever attempted to do anything to her, basically, it would come full circle because nobody ever gets away with double-crossing Anjelica Abana. Not ever a day in her life. So she's going to come over here and actually view this photo. And, he definitely, ooh, very artistic. He definitely has some proof. And you know what? I think, you guys, she may actually have a very small, soft spot for Naomi. I think that in her heart, guilt is starting to set in. And she may feel just a little bit saddened by the choices that she's made. I mean, honestly, when have we ever seen the Black Widow in tears? I don't think we've ever actually seen this. So, definitely a moment of weakness here that nobody will ever see. It'll definitely be taken to her grave as well. And oh my God, Gideon's coming out. Get out of here, you stupid hoe. Okay, I'm so, oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my God, she came forth. Oh gosh, oh my gosh. We're summoning the freaking dead right now. And all that Anjel can do is just literally look like she's about to pass gas. And Gideon is lurking, you guys, from the corner. He sees this. And of course, her heart is broken. And she's apologizing to Naomi. And telling her how bad she feels. And Naomi now knows in her spirit form that it was actually her best friend that ended up being the one to kill her. And so as you can imagine, that is a very scary thing. And you know what? When you go around poking at graves, you're pretty much just asking for something very, very scary to kind of happen to you. I don't really know what else to say. It's definitely a freaky situation. We're going to have her go to the wishing well. I want her to wish for a couple things, and we'll see if any of them actually come true. Definitely fortune is one of those. I'm just curious because we have some pretty big bills to pay. But I honestly can't even believe that she just saw the body of her friend, or not really the body, but like the whatchamacallit, the spirit of her. She didn't actually even summon her or anything. Just that notion of her being there was enough to awake her spirit. And I honestly think that Anjel probably feels like she's the one who's actually going loco right now, because I mean, who the freaking hell sees spirits? Like, I'm just kind of curious, like, what is life? Milo Dupree. So just out of curiosity, because I genuinely forgot. I'm such a horrible person when it comes to making challenge, or not making them, but doing challenges. Just kind of wondering here, how many husbands have we had? Because the counter says 4, but I'm pretty positive it was only 3. And just let me know in the comments down below, because I'm like so freaking confused on the whole entire thing. I'm like, really, was it 3 or was it 4? I mean, I'm just kind of curious. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make a wish. I want to wish for happiness. I don't want to feel depressed anymore. I don't want to feel saddened. I don't want to feel these negative emotions that make me feel human. So Anjelica feels cheerful, overjoyed, and that's a fair deal for a single simoleon. So we do have a lot of happier things that are kind of overtaking her, but unfortunately, the whole, being a widow and also a friend has passed, it's just kind of overtaking everything right now. But she doesn't even want to go home, to be honest with you. I have never seen her this isolated in my life, just kind of completely avoiding everybody and just almost wanting to be by herself. This isn't in her nature. I just think she's kind of getting in over her head. That may be me. I definitely feel like she might. And that's totally fine too. But maybe while we're here, we could kind of, rub elbows with some of the locals or something, maybe meet a guy, just kind of something a little random. I don't really see anybody here that's all that interesting. I mean, Milo, he definitely doesn't have anything worth pursuing, but it is such a gorgeous freaking night today. It really, really, really is. So I guess maybe we will end up having her maybe go home. I think she's just feeling really alone, you guys. She just is. She's feeling very, very, very lonely right now. And, I don't think she likes to admit that maybe her daughter turning on her actually has affected her in any way, shape, or form. But obviously, I don't think I've ever seen her this overcome sadness. Like, ever. Like, I just think it's too much for her to even deal with. So I'm going to let her have kind of a moment to herself. She's going to go and basically cry it out, suck it up, and hopefully by the time that she ends up coming home, she'll feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and back to the stone cold hearted snatch that we all know that she is. And she'll be able to continue the game and pick it up. I hope she doesn't end up like bottoming out and chickening from this whole entire thing, because believe it or not, her story is far from over. She has so much more to go through, that her wussing out is just, it's too late. She just can't. So I guess maybe, just maybe, Tiffany has finished the book. She hasn't. We need to actually have her complete the entire story. And what we're going to do, well, it's up to you guys. Are we going to basically have all this knowledge kept to ourselves? Are we going to confront our mother with it? Like, how far are we willing to go to stand by our mother's side? Or is this just something that completely breaks the camel's back? I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in that terms and how it would affect her. Okay, well, you're definitely not putting that book away. That is something, no. Yeah, just put it back in the bookshelf. Hey, P.S., this is my mom's memoir. Basically everything that you've ever wanted to know about the Black Widow. But it just being in that room upstairs, you guys, gosh, it really brought so much memories from her father. She misses him so, and at this point, she just doesn't even know what's important anymore. Keeping hush hush to save her life, or coming out with the truth to save her sisters. It's kind of a little bit of a toss up. So let's go ahead and bring Anjelica here. She should be so much more better, and she is. Oh, good again. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe we let that silly stuff get to us. We're actually going to go ahead and have her go to sleep. So in the next part, we are obviously going to be giving birth to our third child, and we need to also think of how we are going to move on in. So what do you guys think about basically Roxy going into an institution? Obviously it's for her best interest, right? And what do you think is going to happen from there? Is that going to be enough to contain all of the juicy secrets that this family holds? Or is there going to be further work needed to be done? Also, let me know what you think about Tiffany and her reading the first book of the trilogy. Well, I guess that's probably not going to be a trilogy anymore because Jasper's dead. But what do you think that's going to do to her? I mean, honestly, I think if anybody is in need of a serious, medical evaluation, just in general, I think it's definitely Tiffany, because all of this stuff has got to mess with the girl's head. But I'm almost fearful that she is just going to become as dark-hearted as her mother. So I have a whole bunch of interesting theories, and I hope that you guys do too, and that you'll share with me down in the comments down below what yours are. I want to thank you guys so much for all of your amazing suggestions and helping keep this series alive and thriving with juicy drama. I definitely believe the Black Widow is becoming a very distinct chapter in the history of our channel, and I think it's just an LP that's kind of in its own lane, and I think that that's really, really cool that it can actually stand up and stand out against all the other LPs that we currently have going on. So, and I definitely have to owe it all thanks to you guys, because your ideas are literally fuego. And yeah, thank you guys so freaking much for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun doesn't shine. And per the usual, I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.